The Trump boat parade craze reaching new heights this holiday weekend as a flotilla on Barnegat Bay in New Jersey attracted an estimated 2,000 plus boats. Let's debate this new political phenomenon. The co-chair of Hometown Values PAC, Ethan Behrman, and from the Black Voices for Trump Coalition, Paris Denard. Gentlemen, welcome.
Happy Labor Day.
Being from New Jersey, it's a blue state as long as I can remember. What do you make of this boat parade in the Garden State, Paris?
Look, this is just part of the grassroots energy and enthusiasm that the American people have for President Trump, whether it's in New Jersey or whether you're seeing it in Florida or parts of Texas, even California. There is energy and enthusiasm for this president, and it's been seen in something that we haven't seen before through this boat parades, and it's exciting. I even saw reports of one down in Texas a few weeks ago that was for black voters for Trump. So this is something that is grassroots, it's organic, and it shows the excitement and enthusiasm for this president. More and more people are coming out and saying, we're proud of the president, we're proud to support him, and we're going to show it on our boats and across the country. This is a good thing for the American people, and it's certainly a good thing for the Trump campaign.
Ethan, listen to these folks in California.
I think California is more red than people think. So we want to change the state, make it a red state again.
It's great, especially for being in Sacramento, which has, been a liberal, bastion for quite a number of years here. So to see this amount of conservatism about, Trump supporters, it's really good.
Ethan, what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, there's two parts of it. First off, California is consistently around 30% red, but as all the elections have shown, it's a supermajority Democrat here. So yes, there are definitely Republicans in a state this size, but boats don't mean much of anything. 1 in 10 households in the United States actually own boats. The overwhelming majority, is, with one minor exception, as Paris pointed out, are white. So that is Trump's base, and they show up in boats. But what really matters, of course, is what's going to happen at the polls, and we know that those aren't looking so good for Donald Trump when we look at the Electoral College and where they're having to spend their money, including $1 million in Washington, D.C. That's not a good sign for President Trump.
Tomorrow, we are 8 weeks from Election Day. President Trump is predicting an economic collapse if Joe Biden is elected.
Joe Biden, the radical socialist Democrats, would immediately collapse the economy. If they got in, they would collapse it. You'll have a crash the likes of which you've never seen before. Your stocks, your 401ks. The Biden plan begins with a $4 trillion tax hike, and that will end everything, including growth. There won't be growth. There'll be total contraction.
Ethan, how do you respond?
I mean, classic Trump projection right there. We had the worst GDP growth since World War II. We've had the worst recession since World War II. We've had the worst unemployment since World War II. We lost 7,100 coal jobs under his watch. We lost 274,000 manufacturing jobs under his watch. We've seen a 43% increase in the national debt under his watch. So tell me, whose America and whose debt and whose job problems are we talking about? They're Trump's. Biden actually has a plan for bringing people back to work. And guess what? Working people support Joe Biden. 53 unions have endorsed Joe Biden. 2 have endorsed President Trump.
To be fair, though, I mean, with a global pandemic, I think whoever was president would have lost jobs there. You shut down the American economy, right?
I mean, there is some of that, although he didn't shut down the American economy. He had no plan whatsoever. This is true that the pandemic caused problems with the economy, but that's because he didn't have a coherent, cohesive national plan to address it. To fix the economy, you have to address the pandemic. He still hasn't done that. So really, if he wants to restore the economy, address the pandemic.
Paris, here's the argument from Joe Biden.
President Trump keeps talking about how great this economy is, how great the stock market is. Well, no, the reason he didn't have the guts to take on COVID and throw up the white flag, he was worried if he started talking about saving people's lives, the stock market may fall. Well, we know it's been great for his rich friends, but hadn't been so great for the rest of us.
Biden with the union audience today. Paris, your thoughts?
I don't know what America Ethan or Joe Biden are living in. Maybe it's because they're stuck in his basement together. But I will tell you that this has been a great economy for the American people. Unemployment has been at historic lows before COVID and even during COVID. We saw consecutive months back going down for unemployment for all groups: Hispanic Americans, Black Americans, Asian Americans, women. These are positive indicators of what this Trump economy, this inclusive economy, is doing. And Joe Biden doesn't have any credibility when it comes to talking about the economy when you saw the horrible growth rate that he had under his administration under President Obama and Vice President Biden. But even looking at what he's proposing in the future, raising taxes, the Green New Deal, closing charter schools, open borders, undoing the trade deals, these are not things that are going to play well with the American people. And when he talks about now, I guess he's for fracking or against fracking. He goes back and forth every other day, depending on what the polls say. But we know that he is against fracking. That's not going to play well for those job creators and those people in places like Pennsylvania who are dependent upon fracking and know that it is something that is positive and is working. So all across the board, Joe Biden does not have a plan to get this economy going. Okay. President Trump has shown and has a track record of improving the economy and making it great.
From the Federalist.
Paris, you just didn't even give the right statistics. The GDP growth under President Obama and Vice President Biden was exactly equal, off by 1/10% from President Trump pre-COVID.
The unemployment rate has gone down consecutively during COVID.
President Obama
unemployment
had 4%
rate has gone
GDP
down.
growth, which is in multiple quarters, which is exactly what Trump promised. You're not even telling the truth.
1.4 million new jobs created. I'm telling the truth, and the American people know the facts. The American people that are working, even during COVID, can see it.
The last 3 years of the Obama administration created more jobs than the first 3 years of the Trump administration. So you can
Ethan,
make
let's just
that
be
up, but
honest.
those are the facts.
I'm not making up. I'm telling you the facts, and the American people know it. This has been an inclusive economy, and it's working for the American people.
I just gave you the facts,
Historic
Paris.
lows, unemployment.
Look at the overall GDP growth. You didn't even present the actual facts. It's clear.
We can look at the facts of the unemployment rate. We can look at the job growth. We can look at the
actual statistical data is out there from our own government.
All right. Well, I guess you guys can agree to disagree.
Trust the government that's telling you that the economy is working. Yeah, he's delusional. The American people know what's happening. That's why Trump's going to win in November.
Okay, facts are facts. Thanks, Paris. Thanks, Mike.
Facts are facts. The unemployment number is great.
All right, Ethan, Paris, gentlemen, thanks a lot. A U.S. surveillance court judge issues a scathing rebuke of FBI practices as Peter Strzok speaks out. Details coming up.